Greetings, I am Samyo Hangma Rai and today we're going to study a chapter titled Expect the Unexpected of Grade 10. So let's begin the class now.
Expect the unexpected. We did a classic Nepal triangle trip of Kathmandu, Chitwan and Pokhara. I must admit that all have their own charm that very few places can achieve at the same time. Read on, you will see why I have the nerve to say so. Kathmandu. It is in Kathmandu that the saying, "the first impression is a lasting impression," holds true for me. The city is massive, nestled in a green valley surrounded by enormous mountains. A quick drive from the airport to the town left me with amazement at the red brick houses, people's smiling faces, as well as roaming cattle and busy traffic. Yes, it's like that what you saw in a movie, or that while things are more sophisticated when you are actually there. In Kathmandu, we spotted a riot of colors on the street walls. Murals depicting symbols, people, animals, and creative images for up to the stretch of more than a mile. We were told that street art is on the rise as local and international artists are setting up projects in Nepal to send off messages of man-made beauty. Nepal was never colonized. Before the unification in the 18th century, it was ruled under several kings who built 3 splendid Darbar squares as royal palaces, which all are now monument zones of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites in the Kathmandu Valley. The one we visited, Patan Darbar Square, is really impressive. The peaceful palace courtyards contain various well-preserved pagodas and stone temples. Our private guide Chitish did a good job explaining functions of the beautiful wood carving, symbols and ornaments. With his rich knowledge, the ancient site was brought to life. As we walked through, flocks of pigeons circled above the monuments, making a fascinating picture before us. Perhaps due to the off-season, Darbar squares are not so much touristy sites as where the locals watch the time away. We had the chance to interact with a group of college students who were taking a break. What they firmly believe in somewhat blew us. Skill is more important than education in today's Nepal. I was also struck by the fact that the Nepalis see death as an everyday experience when in Pashupatinath Temple, one of the 7 UNESCO World Heritage Monuments. The temple is a place where people bring the dead for outdoor cremation on the Bagmati River. Instead of feeling grisly, I found it rather calm, and most peculiarly, the family did not mind our being there. We ran into a few families holding memorial ceremony for the deceased, such as making unique offering and shaving the male relative's hair. Pashupatinath is where you encounter genuine sadhus dressed in colorful yellow and orange robes with ashes and long hair and beard. It's worth taking photograph with them. Besides much history and culture, Kathmandu has earned its name for fantastic nightlife in Thamel, an active hub full of life, restaurants and shops. The area is as safe as anywhere we went in Nepal. We saw many local people hang out here, so there is no way that you would feel as in a touristy place at all. Chitwan. We explored the wild jungle in Chitwan. Here we got close to numbers of wildlife, including single-horned rhino, a couple of deer, wild boars, monkeys, and countless beautiful birds. Chitwan National Park covers a vast area. Today, it offers dozens of jungle activities such as jeep safari, canoeing, jungle walk, and cycling around the village. We were the only group that did boat ride that afternoon. What a privilege to enjoy the whole tranquil view of the lake and the surroundings. In short, Chitwan is a perfect place for physically active travelers to discover the undisturbed vestiges of wild species. The other perfect one we know is probably in South Africa. Pokhara. Is there any place better than Pokhara in the world? Not in my dictionary anyway. Located around 200 kilometers west of Kathmandu, Pokhara offers an entirely different picture from the populated capital. Clean streets, snow mountains, laid-back atmosphere, and adventure choices. The center of the small city is dominated by the majestically beautiful Phewa Lake, from where we could get a clear view of the snow-capped mountains of Annapurna Range. Many lakeside hotels have rooms that you can see the range even from bed. Ask your travel consultant to arrange one. It seems you can't escape Annapurna no matter where you go in Pokhara, but we couldn't get enough. An easy walk up to a hill where the World Peace Pagoda was built atop brought us a gorgeous view of the wide ranges of the entire Pokhara, simply mind-blowing. In addition to trekking, Pokhara is arguably the world's best paragliding venue, which we don't doubt after a bold try. Soaring with birds with spectacular scenery is something I will never forget. We spent the early morning of the last day in Pokhara at Sarangkot, a village known as the best place to watch the breathtaking sunrise across the Annapurna Himalaya. I could never believe sunrise could be that incredible before I went here. The snow-capped mountains were painted purple, pink to gold, and the whole valley downhill awoke as the sun slowly came out. I almost cried when the departure was due. If possible, I would love to revisit in a heartbeat. Nepal is by no means a place you should avoid because of the media hoaxes, and I am sure the Western visitors we stumbled into on the way will see eye to eye with us. Expect the unexpected. This is a travel log written by Mathilda Wu, who went on a triangle trip from Kathmandu to Chitwan to Pokhara. Firstly, she talks about Kathmandu, and she feels that Kathmandu is like a scene from a movie where there's a hustle and bustle of the city, people and cattle, as well as traffic. And the one thing that they noticed here is that there were murals on the rise. And one interesting fact is that Nepal was never colonized. At the same time, there are many sites and monuments which are listed under the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, such as the Darbar Squares, Pashupatinath, and so on. Here, the author noticed that people take death as a regular experience when they were visiting Pashupatinath. They were deceased. There were so many rituals going on over there, but the people who were there did not mind the visitor being there. At the same time, you can also encounter genuine sadhus at Pashupatinath who are dressed in yellow clothing with ashes all over them. And of course, fantastic nightlife at Thomel. People are so involved in the nightlife here that you will not feel that you are in a touristy area. Next is Chitwan. In Chitwan, it has a lot of variety in wildlife. At the same time, it also has multiple jungle adventures to do, such as jeep safari, canoeing, jungle walk, or even cycling around the village. So, the author describes Chitwan as the perfect place for the physically active travelers to go to. Pokhara is the city which is 200 kilometers west of Kathmandu. There, in the center, you can find Phewa Lake. At the same time, you can see Annapurna Range going everywhere throughout Pokhara. And Pokhara is the complete opposite of the capital. It is clean, it is laid back, and it has multiple adventure choices. When you go to World Peace Pagoda at Pokhara, you can see the whole view of the Kathmandu. And the best place to go and look at the sunrise is a village called Sarangkot. Matilda, our author, cried when it was time to leave because she did not want to leave. And at the same time, she would revisit the city in a heartbeat if possible. And for she urges other travelers to also visit and not to believe the hoaxes about Nepal. Homework. 1. Which of these 3 places would you like to visit and why? 2. List out 3 interesting things from each of the places. If you have any feedback or suggestions, please feel free to write to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. See you in the next class with another lesson. Thank you.